Welcome back to Koine Corner. It is Christmas season, and today we're going to take a look at something involving the three wise men. More significantly, something that happens right after the three wise men visit the baby Jesus. At the end of that visit, they are visited in a dream by an angel who tells them, when you go, avoid Herod. Don't go see Herod. And then we're told that they get up and they go back to their region. We're picking up in Matthew. This is a story that is unique to Matthew, and we're in chapter 2. I'm going to read verses 13 through 15, and this is starting with 13, my translation. And after they, the wise men, had gone away, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Rise up, take the child and his mother, and depart unto Egypt, and remain there until I should tell you. For Herod intends or is about to seek the child in order to destroy or kill him. So some quick grammar out of the way. At the beginning we get anakore santon de auton. And after they departed, after they, the wise men, departed, and that's a genitive absolute. So we can eliminate that phrase and not lose anything from the story. So that's just a little nugget of grammar. The wise men were warned, when you leave, don't go back to Herod. And then we're told after they departed, something else happened. Idu angelos kurio, an angel of the Lord, behold, an angel of the Lord, phanetai, appeared, kata onar, to Yosef legon, appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, and let's look at what the angel said to Joseph. Egerthes paralabe to paidion kai ten matera autu. So egerthes, rising up, and it's an aorist participle, rising up, paralabe, take up, to paidion, the child, kai tein matera, autu, and his mother. Rising up, take the child and his mother. So this is an adverbial participle of attendant circumstance. We want the action of rising up and the action of taking to be joined together as the same action. Sweep them up and go. Right? So that's what he tells them to do. When you get up, because it's in a dream, when you get up and grab the child and his mother. I love the sort of sense of urgency, the sense of immediacy that we get from that. And it's in the aorist participle is telling us that this is a new action. We're going to start something. Get up and go. Grab the child and his mother. And then do what with them? Kai feuge eis aigupton kai iste eke heos an eposoi. So kai feuge eis aigupton, and depart unto Egypt. Kai iste, and remain. Iste is an imperative of me, to be. So, and be where? Ake there, and be there. Heos an eposoi, until I should tell you, until I should communicate with you. So heos an eposoi is an indefinite temporal subjunctive. And notice it's got that untranslatable particle on in it. And on always adds uncertainty. So he says, be there until heos, on apo, I should say, I should tell soy you. How long should you stay there? Stay there all the way, as long as it takes, until I tell you different. That's the message from the angel. Rising up, take the child and his mother, depart to Egypt, and how long should you stay there? Stay there as long as it takes, until I should tell you different. That's the magnificent message. Let's move on to the next part. Melegar Herodes Zeten. Let's stop there for a second. Mele is about intention or imminence. He is about. So Melegar, for he is about. Who is about? Herodes Zeten. Herod intends to or is about to seek to paidion tu apolesai auto. He's going to seek the child. He's about to look for the child for the purpose of destroying or killing him. We get this infinitive phrase, tu apolesai auto, the infinitive to communicate intent, purpose. Why is he going to look for him? To destroy or to kill him. Now let's go on to verse 14. Again, my translation. And rising up, he took the child and his mother by night and went unto Egypt. Fantastic stuff. Let's look at it in Greek. Hode egerthes pareleben topaidion kai ten matera autu nuktos. So we'll take the first part first. It's always a good thing to do. We get the adverbial participle of attendant circumstance. Rising up, he took the child. We had it in verse 13 as well. In verse 13, we had the aorist participle plus the aorist imperative as the main verb, right? So rising up, take the child and his mother. Now, in verse 14, we get the aorist participle plus an aorist in the indicative mood for the main verb. Rising up, he took the child and his mother and departed to Egypt. Why does that matter? Exact same words, although we went from the imperative to the indicative in the exact same construction. Why does that matter? Because we're being told that Joseph did exactly what he was told. The angel in the dream said, rising up, take the child and his mother and depart to Egypt. And we are now told that Joseph rose up, took the child and his mother and departed for Egypt. And we're told one more thing, nuktos. It's the word night, nux in the genitive. This is a temporal genitive, a genitive of time. He took the child and his mother and departed for Egypt, but he did so in the night. Why does that matter? Well, we just said he's doing exactly what the angel told him to do, right? When did the angel talk to him? In a dream. Unless he was napping, the angel talked to him about this in the night. And when Joseph faithfully and dutifully does what the angel told him to do, he does so in the night. They're under cover of darkness and they slip away. So he went to Egypt. Same verb for the verb for he departed to Egypt. Let's look at it here. Kai anakorasen eis Aigupton. It's the same verb that was used about the departure of the wise men. When they went off to their region to be away from Herod, to avoid Herod, we get the same verb here telling us that he who rose up and took up the mother and child, he, Joseph, departed for Egypt, using the same verb as the three wise men. The same verb that was used in verse 12 when the angel told the wise men to go to their own country. It's the same verb. So the wise men avoid Herod and slip away to foreign lands, and now Joseph, under the direction of the angel, avoids Herod, takes the child and his mother and slips away to avoid Herod in a foreign land. Great stuff. Let's go on to verse 15. And he was there until the end, or the death, of Herod, in order that what was spoken by the Lord through the prophet should be fulfilled, saying, out of Egypt I called my son. So he was there. Who was there? Some of you are saying, well, obviously Jesus was there. But Jesus is not the grammatical subject of these three verses. Joseph is, right? It's Joseph who was communicated to in the dream. It's Joseph who was told to take up the child and his mother. It's Joseph who, rising up, took up the child and his mother. And it's Joseph who departed to Egypt. So when it says he was there until Herod died, the he grammatically is Joseph, because Joseph is our subject. And the baby and his mother are in the possession, in the care of Joseph, under the guidance and instruction of the angel. So, how long did he stay? Remember what we were told earlier? Stay until I should tell you that it's safe to come back. And he stayed. Here we get heos tes teleutes Herode, until the end of Herod. Not until Herod died, that would be a different phrasing, until the end of Herod, because it's not just the life of Herod, it's the reign of Herod. Herod's power is gone. So we don't have to worry about Herod anymore. And that's how long he stayed there. And we're told this happened to fulfill the word of the Lord through the prophet. Which prophet? If we look up the quote, it turns out it's from Hosea chapter 11, verse 1. But the passage in Hosea is really verses 1 through 4. There's a interesting thing. You should go to Hosea 11, verses 1 through 4 and read it. And what you'll notice is this application where Matthew says that this event is a fulfillment of Hosea 11, 1 through 4. This is a super loose application of that. If you read the passage in Hosea, it clearly does not sound like it's talking about the Messiah. It's talking about Israel being brought up out of Egypt, not the Messiah being brought up out of Egypt. But go and read it, because it's interesting to see that this seems to be, at best, sort of a loose application of that prophecy to the life of the Messiah. But why is this in here? Why this is, I repeat, only occurs here in Matthew. The other Gospels don't include this. Why do we hear this very detailed account of avoiding the murderous Herod and slipping away in the night and being hidden away in Egypt and waiting until the threat was over before coming back to take up the mantle of the Messiah? The Jesus of Matthew's gospel, the picture of Jesus that Matthew paints is a lot like the picture of Moses that we get in Exodus. This is, we have two Hebrew deliverers, right? We have both of them in Egypt. We have both of them secreted away as infants for the purpose of protecting them from murderous rulers. And we have a clear picture of the hand of God resting on both of them from their earliest days. So this little nugget, this little 3 verses that don't appear in the other Gospels, give us a magnificent reinforcement of Jesus as the prophet that Moses told the people would come after him, that would be greater than him, and the deliverance by whom would exceed that of the deliverance they experienced with Moses from slavery in Egypt. And here Matthew paints this magnificent picture, right? Angelic intervention, the hand of God shielding them, secreted away in the night as a child, protected from murder, so that he could grow up in safety under God's blessing and be God's deliverer for his chosen people. First Israel for Moses, and all humanity in Christ. Pretty magnificent stuff. Hope that was good for you, and hope you enjoy this holiday season. Go back and read Hosea 11, verses 1 through 4, and look at the context and see how that loosely applies here, and what you think of that. And until next time, Charis Kai Arena Humi, grace and peace to you.